Welcome to the Baku City circuit, where free practice for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix is about to get underway. This is a technical circuit which will nonetheless see some huge speeds with a near flat-out final sector that's twice the length of Shanghai's back straight. Let's see who can find the right balance in their setup today. Now then, Anthony Davidson, there's been a lot of talk over the last few weeks about track limits. How much is too much when you're cutting corners and running wide? What are your thoughts on this? And do you think we'll be seeing drivers pushing those limits this weekend?
Well, I'd be disappointed if we didn't, frankly. If race control want to clamp down on drivers wandering off the track, then it's up to them to police it. As a driver, you're being paid to get your car around the circuit as quickly as possible, don't forget. So if you're not pushing those limits, if you're ignoring the advantageous line, then you're not doing your job properly. Now, I agree that, we have these white lines there for a reason, and we do want to see those limits enforced, but for me, it's not a driver's responsibility to do that.
What's up, YouTube land? Xeno Gaming here, back with episode number 24 of my F1 2019 career mode. Here today, we are at the Azerbaijan Grand Prix around the Baku City street circuit. Here today at Baku. So, yeah, looking forward to this one. I always enjoy the challenge of driving this track, especially this middle sector. The long straight really can spice a race up in the F1 game with multiple overtakes, and yeah, it's really always a good time. Last time out in China wasn't our best showing, had a little bit of an issue on the first lap. Did a decent job to finish where we ended up finishing, taking those hard tyres all the way. It was really painful because they are quite rubbish. So anyway, here we are now in practice, and this is my first attempt at the qualifying pace program, and it didn't go so well. As you can see, we're quite a way off. We're 1 second off what we need to be, and yeah, that was not so good first lap, and it's been a very scruffy lap, and it was yeah, not my best effort here, and as you see, we will obviously not be able to beat it, but then I was able to achieve the time we needed to beat it in FP3. This was FP2. I had to use another set of tyres. Actually, no, I didn't beat it, but I got a lot closer than what I did in that lap. But anyway, we're moving on now to here to qualifying. This is qualifying number 1, Q1, and we're going to get straight into it. We had a wet qualifying, but it is going to turn dry at the end of Q1, so it's only a very light rain. So here's our first lap in qualifying. You can see Max Verstappen has set the fastest lap time so far, 1 minute 49.5. I was struggling a little bit in these conditions, especially to just get used to the conditions, and I was a little bit off the pace on that first lap. And now we're here following our teammate on our second lap, and I'll go a little bit deep into the castle section, bounce off the wall, broke the front wing, but still green in the lap there, so we're going to continue to push all the way through. But that was obviously not ideal to end this lap, as there's probably a little bit more time in it than what I'm going to get out of this lap now, due to the fact I have broken the front wing. You can see here really trying to use all the curb through that corner, and now coming in round through the final corner on the main straight once again. And yeah, it's just really actually greasy conditions, really tricky on these tyres. You can see I can't really maximise these corners. Bang off the wall again due to the lack of downforce with the weather and front wing damaging. But we're still improving on our best lap, so I don't come across the line to complete the lap. It doesn't really matter because the conditions, as you can see, the rain is pretty much stopped. So conditions are improving, and we will be able to get onto the dry tyres to end Q1. So that is also a positive. And now we are here on the soft tyre, and you can see I probably pushed a little bit too hard with tyres that maybe weren't up to temperature with the track. So sliding through turn 1, bit of a better run through turn 2, but you can see we're down on our delta from the wet time, which is not positive at all, because the dry tyres are quicker at this point. They're not like 5 seconds a lap quicker, but they are quicker. You can see sliding through turn 3 all the way up to the wall. Now we come through turn 4. Gonna just try and be very careful with the car. That was a much better corner. You can see Gasly's that 1 minute 47.1 is the best time for now, but we can say I made a mess up with the chicane here, and that's not going to be good for our lap time. And now we're coming in here to turn number 7, and you can see I'm only up on that, not up by much on my intermediate lap time, and almost threw it in the ball there through the castle section. Got to be very careful through here, and you can see Hamilton's now done the fastest lap of 1 minute 46. So these lap times are tumbling. The track is supposed to be getting better. I really should have the best of it as I'm the last car on the track, and but yeah, I just never felt the grip in the tyre on this lap. Maybe it didn't get enough temperature into them on the out lap, I'm not sure. But yeah, now we can see we are improving. The track does seem to be a little bit better towards the end of this lap. Maybe it's just getting the temperature in the tyre. I didn't have enough temperature in the tyre. You can see Vettel's now going fastest. Verstappen, everyone who crosses the line seems to be going faster. But yeah, as we come across the line, it's unfortunately not going to be good enough, and we are going to be not going through to Q3 here today. We're going to be qualifying in 16th place, the slowest of the dry runners. So we qualify 16th place due to the fact that 4 guys couldn't or didn't set a time on the dry tyres. So yeah, a little bit lucky there to not be starting last because of those guys, which include Butler, Hulkenberg, Magnussen and Albon. Yeah, you can see we're even slower than Grosjean on the wets. But anyway, we'll go to the race.
Good afternoon and welcome to Baku. This was the arena, if you think back to 2017, of one of the most eventful races of modern history, with controversy behind the safety car, last-second overtakes, and a historic podium for Williams and for Lance Stroll. So let's find out what lies in store for us this year. It's time for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Baku City Circuit then, an unpredictable 3.7-mile track around the streets of the Azerbaijan capital. 20 turns for our drivers to navigate today, including the infamous Turn 8, one of the tightest and most challenging corners of the season. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Daniel Kvyat had a cracking day yesterday and will lead us off from pole position with Charles Leclerc alongside. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Perez, Weber, Sebastian Vettel and Hamilton, Ricciardo, Bottas, Gasly and Lance Stroll, Verstappen, Raikkonen, Antonio Giovinazzi and Grosjean. The captain, Butler, Nico Hulkenberg and Kevin Magnussen. Albon and Lando Norris starts from the back of the grid. Now it's almost time to lights out, so let's go down to the track.
Let's go out there and push for at least 18th place.
Welcome to the Grand Prix, guys. Thanks, Jeff. Let's push for 18th place when we're starting 15th. So that just shows you what the expectations they think of your car and due to your contract negotiations. Anyway, here today we have a one stop, but there is going to be rain towards the end of this Grand Prix. So for now, it's a one stop if it was to stay dry. I thought about going from hard to medium, but then I thought maybe if the rain comes a bit earlier than that, maybe we won't go from hard to medium. Maybe we can, use all the medium tyre up and go straight to the hards. So yeah, let's hope for a good race. During the formation up, I checked with Jeff what the weather would be.
Conditions look stable at the moment. No rain currently expected. Dries seem like the fastest tyre at the moment.
So yeah, should be a good one. Let's go 5 red lights. Rain coming in the 15 minutes, and let's go for the race. Here we go. And decent start by us here. Coming on the outside of Grosjean, but Grosjean looks like he's pulled ahead. We've got a bit of a space. There's someone pulling alongside us. Might be Butler, but we managed to go around the outside. And now Grosjean is still ahead in the Renault. We want to be ahead of him because we know the Renault is very, very slow. He goes up the inside of our teammate, very aggressively does that, Grosjean. And he doesn't get the job done, and we're going to have to sit behind here, but now we're going to use overtake mode. We've got the DRS here, and Grosjean. We're going to go down the inside. You don't want to be on the outside of the AI into turn 3, and we make the move stick. So good engine power there from the Toro Rosso car. Hopefully we will have some upgrades on that engine for the next Grand Prix in Spain. So yeah, or maybe, yeah, I think Spain. Anyway, also the new engine, it did come for this Grand Prix, so you could see a little bit of the new power. Even though the Renault, they have the worst engine on the grid. Anyway, I am not talking about the race here. So decent start. We go from 15. We make the one spot up on Grosjean, which was important because, as I was saying, the Renault is very slow. And now we need to just find a rhythm. As you can see though, my teammate Giovinazzi started on the soft tyre. He didn't qualify inside the top 10. Obviously the guys inside the top 10 you'd expect to be on the soft tyre. I'm not sure why Giovinazzi decided on the soft tyre. So did Nico Hülkenberg, who's just overtaken Grosjean as well. So not sure why those guys have gone for that tyre. Maybe they want to use the soft instead of doing a medium to hard like we are. Maybe, and then going to the rain. Maybe they're thinking to go soft to medium and then to the rain. I'm not sure what their strategy or thinking is. Giovinazzi has actually been doing a lot of soft to hards. So maybe he's just doing that again. That seems to be the trend with him in this season so far. But anyway, now moving on to lap 5, as nothing really happened. We kind of just were sitting in that 1 second zone behind Giovinazzi. We're not really close enough until really now to make any sort of attempt at, can we make a move into turn 3? No, we're once again a bit too far back, but a bit slow was Giovinazzi, and he bounced off that inside walls that AI tends to do when they go defensive into that corner, and we avoid any calamities there. Now coming around the end of lap 5, we get a bit of a poor run out of the last corner there, and now through these flat corners, which they are named corners on the track, but they're not really a corner, but they are a corner in the rain, or if you have front wind damage, but in the perfect conditions they're not really a corner. So yeah, once again we got the DRS, which is really at this moment just being used to catch the gap back up, and hopefully we can have another look into turn 3. Giovinazzi's not right behind Raikkonen, so you gotta hope that he doesn't have DRS. He's about that 1 second back. We'll see if he gets it. We got it, and yeah, we do have it. He does not have it, and now we really should be looking to attack here into turn 3. Look, gaining all the time. He's going to go defensive. We go to the outside, but no, we cannot make the move stick as he uses all the curve on the inside of turn 3, and we'll have to stick behind him again for the middle sector. Now lap 6, we're a lot closer here on the main straight this time around, and so is Nico Hülkenberg, pretty close behind. Giovinazzi is falling back from the guy ahead. We're going to go to the inside here and make the move pretty easily for the DRS. Giovinazzi's got to worry about Hülkenberg now behind. Can Hülkenberg go through Giovinazzi into turn 1? As you can see, they're up ahead though. Raikkonen is fighting Verstappen very hard. Giovinazzi manages to keep ahead, and yeah, now we're right up behind Kimi Raikkonen, so they were going very slowly through turn 1. Now we've got more DRS that we probably didn't expect, and we're going to have to be very careful on the brakes into turn 3 here for the AI. But we come into turn 3 and everyone looks to be through cleanly. Weber looks like he's gone side by side with Lewis Hamilton in the other Sauber, so it's all on here. But Raikkonen gets a poor run through turn 4. Now we're going to be looking at the outside turn 5, but he defends that pretty well into 5 and 6, so we're going to have to just bide our time as we now come through later in this current lap, and we're going to have a look at Raikkonen is going to have a look at Max Verstappen around the outside here. Verstappen was going a bit slowly through, and Raikkonen's through. Kimi Raikkonen makes a great move on Max Verstappen. Now we are looking to take advantage of Verstappen, have to lift off there. Now Verstappen right in the DRS of Kimi Raikkonen. He's going to have a go. He almost puts it in the wall in the straight. We got a great run here. Can we get past both of them in the straight? Yes, we open the DRS. We box in Verstappen, we box in Raikkonen, and look at a teammate come through. Giovinazzi's got both of us. He's going to look to the outside of me. Can Giovinazzi get through? We're going to have to defend to the inside. We do so successfully. So both the Toro Rossos up 2 spots there, but Giovinazzi's got the over and under into turn 1, and he's through into turn 2. So Giovinazzi, we're going to do to him what he just did to us. We're going to go over and under on the exit of the corner, and we have no DRS here. He's got the DRS, but overtake mode is enough. I'm going to try and break it nice and early. We've got the corner locked up a little bit deeper than I would have liked it, but now Raikkonen's going to take advantage. But Gio's got the inside positioning for turn 4, and now Raikkonen has the advantage again for turn 5, and Raikkonen would get the position. Now it's onto lap 8 here, and you can see that, well, I think that was the lap we were on. Anyway, Raikkonen is right behind us, and you can see that it was our first lap in the clear air, and I banged it into the wall there, pushing it a little bit too hard, and that's going to cost us. That was just me pushing a little bit too hard, trying to catch Lance Stroll, and unfortunately it just clouded the outside wall, using too much curve on the inside, I guess, and almost put it in the wall there. But when you have the yellow, that was only a little bit of damage. It didn't really affect the car too badly. You can just see that little yellow damage. But Raikkonen with DRS now on us, we haven't got it, and he has pulled past us in the straight. So good move from Raikkonen there. And now we at the next lap have DRS on Kimi Raikkonen, but Raikkonen's going to come into the pits to get rid of those soft tyres, and we're going to continue around on our medium tyres. We are planning to come in at the end of lap 12 as we have a bit of a lock-up in turn 1 there. Now lap 11, Charles Leclerc, he came in for his hard tyres. He was on the soft tyre, so seems like the strategy is for the soft tyre guys to go to about lap 10, and then they came in to put the hard tyre on to go to the end of the race. So a one-stop strategy, which seems to be, for probably the rest of the career mode, the way to go, one-stop strategy. But we come in now at the end of lap 12 for our set of tyres. We're going to put on the hard tyres. So, I decided to put on the soft tyres because I wasn't sure how long away the rain was. Jeff said it was about 10 minutes away. So putting on the soft tyres, hoping that will take us to the rain period. And yeah, let's just see how that goes. Hopefully we can use the extra pace. We got at least 10 laps on the soft tyres. They can go 10 laps, so we should see the rain by then, but we'll see how it goes. And yeah, I also set the front wing to no, so they didn't change the front wing in the pit stop, because I didn't feel like it was affecting my pace here. And I almost go into the back of Verstappen here in turn 3. So now into turn 4, we do go into the back of Verstappen. They were going very slowly. I braked where I normally braked, and that's what happened. That was the result, and yeah, that's just poor driving. I made poor judgment, and really just, yeah, really poor. And now I've got to come in again because that front wing is no good anymore. So just so I get the strategy chance here, and I accept it for them to change the tyres and front wing. But yeah, that's poor by me, and I'm gonna have to rue that mistake all the way back to the pits now. Giovinazzi was actually behind us on the medium tyres, and just Verstappen ahead, and this big pack, so we actually came out in a pretty good spot on the soft tyre. You can see Verstappen going around the outside of Nico Hulkenberg. Good move from Max Verstappen in the Red Bull car. He's a bit out of position at the minute in 14th place. It's a really mixed up grid here today. We had Danny Kvyat on the pole, Perez was like 3rd. So in the sim, the AI one up a little bit weirdly on the grid, and banging the wall there as well. At that point I didn't care, because we're coming to the pits anyway to get the new front wing. And yeah, so here we come in for the pit stop, but we bang into the wall again, trying to get as much speed as possible. But I don't know if any of you guys noticed, I never went and switched the front wing from no to yes, and I thought it would have just done it automatically when I pressed yes, but unfortunately for me, it wasn't the case. No front wing change, and I was just like, you gotta be kidding me. So we have to do another lap without a front wing. The only good out of it is we get to come in and put another fresh set of soft tyres on. But at this point I was like, I might as well just retire. I'm like a minute down behind everybody else. I just was like, what's the point of even continuing at this point? I was really just considering retiring the car. I thought I'll pop in a fastest lap and then I'll see how it goes, just to have that. But then that message pops up, Romain Grosjean is out of the Grand Prix. So all the way down this straight while I was driving, I was like, safety car, safety car, safety car, and sure enough, there was a God and there was a safety car. So we have a safety car now to catch back up to the pack, which is really, really fortunate. And this delta goes pretty much straight away. And during the catch-up, I actually set the fastest lap of the race. Had it in rich and hot mode, but we managed to save all our energy back up. And now the safety car restart is a go. here on lap 17, actually lap 18 of this Grand Prix. And as you can see there, the wet weather has just started to fall. So you can see I was changing it to the intermediate tyre. I thought I changed it to the intermediate tyre, but by mistake, that was my second mistake. I changed it to the wet weather tyre at the last second without even realising, and I thought I changed. But anyway, diving down the inside of Devon Butler, and Butler went right around the outside of me and Albon. So great move by Butler to maintain the position of me. And we're going to look up the inside of Albon into turn 2, and now we're going to have overtake mode of Rich Mix on the exit of the corner. And he's actually got some decent speed on those hard tyres, but going to come back down into overtake mode, brake nice and early for the corner, not taking any chances. We make the position there on Albon. And the soft tyres, dry tyres still have good grip, I should say, on this lap. And even the next lap, they still have good grip. But I made one mistake already, which was hitting the wall brake in the front wing. The second mistake was not getting the front wing fixed when I broke it for the second time. As we make a nice move though around the outside of Devon Butler here, he manages to hold the position, so we're going to have to just slot back in through the left and right hander. Can't go side by side through there, and don't trust the AI to go side by side, but now we've got his slipstream. We're going to move to the inside. I did think about diving into the pits here on this lappers, but the dry tyre was still very grippy at this stage, so we're going to keep going for now. But my only reason I wanted to come in that little bit earlier was because Giovinazzi is a couple of cars ahead and we'll have to stack in the pits. But yeah, so as I was saying, that was our first mistake. We made two mistakes. My third mistake was when I thought I had it switched to the intermediate tyre, I accidentally went over one and selected the wet tyre, and you'll see that mistake come to fruition in a minute. As we look up the inside, Norris into 3, but he's a little bit later on the brakes than us, and we can't make that position. I thought about it into 4, but got a lot of oversteer here, and we almost ran into the back of him out of 4 because he mounted the curb. So that's not ideal, and we're going to have to just follow suit through this section. This is pretty much one follow. You can see though he's struggling on his harder tyre compared to us, a little bit more grip on the soft tyre, and you can see he goes defensive here into turn 7. We pretty much push him through the corner, and now go through turn 8. But I could have gone there, probably could have gone underneath him, but you don't want to go on the outside of the AI into turn 8. That's just not, you're just asking for problems when you do that. And then I decided, yeah, let's box this lap, put on a set of intermediate tyres as I thought at the time. So yeah, I locked up, banged into the wall there, and I was like, yeah, this is it. This is the moment for the intermediate tyres. Doesn't matter if Geo boxes now. We're gonna come in. The rain is coming down even heavier now, and Butler slips back through on us, which is a little bit annoying, but it should be fine as long as we come in for the right tyre. But I never realised that I switched that to the intermediate, and these things, they happen. And so we're coming in now for the full wet tyre. Unfortunately, as we all come in, we all dive in, including my teammate. He's in the pit lane as well. Butler goes around because I guess he didn't want to double stack, but you take a lot less pain double stacking than doing the extra lap in the dry tyres. You just gain so much time. So you have to double stack. It's just not worth it waiting. Darius disabled while we're in the pits, but you can see the wet tyres are going on, and I had no idea at the time when I was racing why I was putting wet tyres on. I was like, Toro Rosso, what have you done? I full searched the team radio seeing what tyres they put Giovinazzi on. Sure enough, he was on Inters, and there was just no grip on these wet tyres, and I lose the back end a little bit there, but they just spun up so quickly, and the rear end, they overheated, and that was it for them. Coming here into turn 3, braked early well enough, but there was just no grip, and they had not enough water on the surface for them to even survive. And you can see here on lap 21, I'm just struggling. Like mad, I've broken the front wing again. The rain's getting worse, but these are still not full wet conditions, and these tyres are overheated to the max. And here I'm just trying to pump power up, throw it in the barrier, and that's it. And I had like 30% wear on the rear tyres to like 8% on the fronts. That's how much I spun up the rear wheels in the 2 laps we did. So yeah, that was the race at Baku. I'm sorry, that's how it had to end, but just I made too many mistakes, and yeah, that was really unfortunate, but it is what it is. And now we'll go to David Croft to see who won the race.
Here they are then, coming into Parc Fermé, and an excellent win for the Williams team. Anthony Davidson, what helped them deliver this result, do you think?
Without a doubt, the safety car changed everything today. The key to their success was keeping calm and reacting to the situation quickly. We've seen teams in the past throw away wins because they were too hesitant, but here they were decisive, and that's allowed them to take the advantage.
Williams have put in an incredible performance out on the track today. I'm glad all the hard work of theirs has finally paid off. And after this round of the World Championship, here's how things look in the drivers' table. Now, let's discuss, Ants. Who would you say is a contender for driver of the day?
Well, I certainly didn't have any complaints with Kevin Magnussen's performance today. Incredible driving.
It's time to check out the constructors' standings. Ferrari continued to extend the gap at the top of the table. Another team that excelled today was Williams, who make further progress up the table. Well, that was certainly an incredible weekend of racing. Be sure to join myself and Ant for more exciting Formula One action soon.
So that was the race, guys. Unfortunately, I DNF'd just due to poor driving, poor error of judgment. The pressure got to me a little bit, but Sergio Perez won the Grand Prix. Unbelievable. He was always there to pick up those podiums, and he was also now there to pick up the win when it was there to be taken. So unbelievable for him to win the 4th Grand Prix of the year, but that's how it's going to be, and great for him to win his first career Grand Prix. He had a podium last year in our first season, so it's a 9th career podium and a first career win for Sergio Perez, which is just unbelievable to think about. We come for some contract negotiations. They didn't go so well, and then coming to the R&D tree, we got the engine upgrade here for Baku, the cylinder head. We got 2 aero bits coming hopefully for Spain, and with the 1300 resource points I decided to invest a little bit more into the engine for Spain. I might as well throw it on the car. As long as we get this for Canada, I'd be happy. So it'd be a bonus to have it for Spain and Monaco, just that extra bit of power. That's a fuel consumption one. This is the pistons, a power related one. So yeah, hopefully that comes for the car for the next Grand Prix. We'll see how it goes. Till then, please leave a like, subscribe, leave your comment down the feedback. Leave your feedback down the comment section below. I'll see you guys for the next video in Spain. Goodbye.